And we're back to episode 7 of I Don't Even Know podcast. It's your host, Marco, as always, with Pedro. I want to give everybody a heads up. We're having little technical difficulties with the mics here. If you listen to our last episode, I went to a whole rant about how I'm supposed to have a kid that goes to fucking technical school and is supposed to know how to use technology. Whole time this dude doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, you know? But what are you gonna do about it, right?
All right, man. I'm sick of you, man.
But yeah. What's up, man? How are you?
Man, good. I start a new job tomorrow.
Oh yeah? Yeah, dealership. You excited?
Yeah, I'm trying to put up numbers like how you did.
Motherfucker, you're not selling, man.
No, I'm not talking about those numbers.
Oh, I have no idea what numbers he's talking about. Zero idea. All I know is I was there to sell and work, you know?
Right.
I was there to sell cars and yeah, just work.
I'm trying to put up numbers like you for real.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was just like the only numbers going up was sales, man. I was a fucking animal at selling. When I wanted to sell though, because sometimes I was a fucking web-on. You know what I'm saying? You see a fucking big ass family come in with like 2-3 kids, and you're like, fuck no, I don't want to work with those people. Nothing against those people, but when you see a family coming up with 2-3 kids, they're usually there for a big ass SUV. I like cars, but like I don't want to. Like we sold most companies, their number one sellers are SUVs. I didn't want to like I sold 3, 4, 5, 6 SUVs that week.
Right.
I'm like, fuck, another SUV, you know? And then it's like you're on a test drive, you got 2-3 kids. It's just like they're doing fucking kid stuff. It's annoying. And then it's like, I get it. It's nothing against, but it's like just family shit. Like they're just asking like, what's the safety rating? It's like, all right, 5 stars. Okay. How many cup holders? Oh my God. The questions about cup holders and the size of cup holders. And they'll be like, can I go get my water bottle from my car? And then they'll bring in a fucking gallon and be like, it doesn't fit in the cup holder. It's like, motherfucker, you have a big gulp. You shouldn't be drinking fucking 89 ounces of fucking Coke.
Right.
There's no reason. Think about that. There used to be no cup holders in cars, especially in European cars. Up to the 90s, they still didn't have cup holders. They had to make special attachments for their cars, like European cars specifically, to put in cup holders. You know what they had? Cigarette ashtrays, but no cup holders. Because that's what shit used to be like back in the days. Now...
Back in your times.
Not back in my times. Fucking relax, all right?
Okay.
But now it's like I got to fit in my fucking gallon jug. Just put it on the fucking seat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's fucking crazy to have a fucking... Why you look at your gallon jug just a minute ago?
Because I have my shit next to me, like on my seat.
But it's like you put it on your seat.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, people don't realize that's a fucking projectile in your car.
Yeah.
You get in a fucking car, final destination, that's just going through someone's skull.
Right.
So that's not...
Or as a weapon.
Yeah, I guess. But, yeah. So anyways, I would see people and I was like, fuck, I gotta go show them this SUV. I gotta keep it PG. It was cool when someone came in for like a sports car.
Right.
That was a good time. You know? Like you will get the old men that come in, right? Listen to this shit. The dude that invented dimmer switches. Like the technology for dimmer switches.
Right.
What are you laughing at?
Because that's so fucking random.
It is random, right? I'm talking about this dude was 80, right? He pulls up in a brand new Acura NSX, right? I don't know what they go for. Probably like 200K, I think. You know what the NSX is, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, damn. Like, he pulls up, you know, fucking... I don't know the specs on the NSX, like the new ones. But I know it's a hybrid. So you got to think it's a V6 twin turbo with like an electric engine. It's a fucking legit car. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's probably like around 200K. He pulls up. And And I'm like, oh shit, it's a car. It's a nice car, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then this fucking 80-year-old man comes out with this fucking 40-year-old Asian lady.
Damn.
That was his wife.
What the fuck?
This man went to the Philippines and brought back a fucking
Ladyboy.
Exactly. Who knows, right? But he got out and he's like, yeah, I'm here to buy. Listen to this shit, right? I worked at Volkswagen.
Right.
The sportiest car that we have, right, is a Golf R, right? It's a 4-cylinder turbo. It's a nice. I like them.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're what they call a hot hatch. They're fun cars. All wheel drive. I think 300 and something horsepower. It's more than enough, you know. You can get it tuned, and it goes up to like 450 horsepower. I think all wheel drive. It sticks really well to a road. It's a fun car. I think it's an underrated car, but it also is underrated because it's fucking 50 grand.
God.
No one's gonna spend 50 grand on a fucking Volkswagen
Right.
hot hatch, you know. So that's why we didn't sell much. This motherfucker comes in. He's like, I need a daily to just like this to beat up when I go to like just like random fucking streets or something like that, or like if I know I don't want like my nice cars out, I want to be able to take this. So he first came in, he's like, so I want a beater car, and I'm like, okay, cool, because we had like a used lot. I'm like, maybe he's gonna ask for like a. He's like, but I want it to be fun. And I'm like, okay. He's like, I want a Golf R, and I'm like, oh shit, as a beater car, 50 grand car. Still fucking crazy, right? And I still didn't like. He put up with the NSX and whatever, right? I'm like, that's a nice car and all. And then where I worked, like you put people's phone number in the system, and you can see if they purchased cars through our dealership before.
Right,
Bruh, this motherfucker had 2 Porsche 911 Turbo S's, a Bentley, like 2 or 3 Maseratis that he bought.
God damn.
Like a hella, like this big ass list, right? And I'm like, holy shit. Like, I'm talking about just the fucking Turbo S's. You're talking about fucking 250 and up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And 2
of them. Bentleys and shit like that. And I'm like, damn. And this is an 80-year-old man. And I'm talking about, I want a beater car for 50 grand. And so, whatever I'm talking to him, he's like, yeah, I'm buying it cash. Just fucking ring me up. Pretty much like this. He bought a fucking pack of gum. You know, he gave 0 fucks about it. Boom. He's like, I heard that I can get it tuned. I want it tuned. And at that time, my dealership would tune cars. So while we waited to get tuned, we're sitting there. And he's sitting in my office. And then he's like, I'm bored. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, can you do me a favor? And I'm like, what's up? He's like, can you give me a ride of Porsche? And I'm like, Porsche? Like the store, like the dealership across the street? Because we had a Porsche. It was part of our brand, like, or.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. So whatever, you know, good customer service. I give him a ride over there because we're waiting for his car anyways. Can't just leave him, you know. So we go over there, and I'm like, oh, what you going to Porsche for? While in the car, he's like, I think I want to place an order for a new 911.
God.
I'm like,
damn.
And I was like, bro, put one in for me too, man. What the fuck?
Got that stupid money.
Imagine just being bored and be like, I'm gonna go spend $250 on a car just for the fuck of it.
On another one, I just bought one.
Yeah, and I got more, and I pulled up in an SX, and I got 4 more at the crib.
Right.
And I want a new one because he was like, yeah, the new one just dropped. And I want to see what the new technology you're talking about. My other one is like 2 years old. And I'm like...
He said that shit like it's a new fucking
yeah.
iPhone.
So I'm like, what the fuck? And so then I'm like, who is this old man, right? So then fucking Google. Yeah. I just took his name, put it in there. And yeah, his name is registered to a patent to dimmable light fixtures. Damn. So he started this company that makes light fixtures, but he patented a certain technology to make it dimmable. And a lot of companies use that same tech.
Okay.
So I'm like, so then I asked, I'm like, what? I'm like no disrespect, you know, but I'm like, you know, you're an older gentleman and you're buying like these really cool, you know, crazy cars. He's like, yeah, man, I don't want to leave money to nobody. He's like, I got my wife, I got some kids from another marriage. I don't want to leave money to none of them. So he's like, I only got so much time and only so many things I can do to spend it. And I like cars, so I'm going to keep spending on cars. Damn. And I'm like, that's...
Some fucking random 18-year-old about to inherit a fucking 911.
Right? It's fucking... I was like, that's fucking crazy. I was trying to. I could have slick. He was so old. I could have slicked some adoption papers or something under where they just sign here, man, or some fucking
On the whale.
yeah,
On the
some will testament. Like I'm at I'm at his fucking
funeral.
yeah. They're like, who the fuck is this?
Give me the keys.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I get all the garage, man.
I'm here to pick up the 3
Yeah, I'm pulling up with the 18 wheeler, picking up all the cars.
I don't know. That's funny.
Yeah, man, good times at the dealership. But yeah, you have a dealership job now as a porter.
Yep.
This motherfucker got a job.
Okay.
You got a job.
Right.
And he didn't know the name of the job of his position.
It says valet on the job description.
All right. Correct word is porter.
All right.
But you excited?
Yeah.
Imagine you crash a car on your first day there.
I leave. I won't even say nothing. I just fucking get into my truck and leave. Where'd you go? Wrong number.
I could see it happening, man.
Fuck no. Especially, I'm gonna drive a Supra. Fuck it. Because I had seen one the other day. Like, they had poured it up. I was like, oh.
Well, I just realized something. They asked you if you can drive manual.
Yeah.
And you said yes.
Duh.
You don't know how to drive manual.
Yes, I do. That's what I fucking learned on. How you gonna argue with me? What I learned how to drive on.
Just calm down, all right?
It was a Chevy.
Because this was your words. You said, I can drive manual, but I have a hard time putting it in first.
Yeah, getting it to go. After that, I'm chilling.
Does anybody else hear this shit? That's
the hardest part. The hardest part is initially getting to go. And plus, on the website training, it says if you don't feel comfortable driving the car, tell someone else. So, but if there's a Supra, I'm going to fuck up their transmission trying to fucking...
That's crazy. The Supras are fun, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've driven a couple of them. The new ones?
Uh-huh. I saw an old one the other day.
Oh, like from Fast and Furious?
Yeah.
90s ones, yeah. No, but those new ones get a lot of shit, but...
They're nice. They're not that expensive. Like, it's still...
Yeah, for the money, I think that's... Yeah. I would rather get... Because, you know, it's a BMW.
Really?
So, Toyota teamed up with BMW because they wanted, like, a 2-seater chassis, right?
Right.
And so, BMW has the Zs. I believe they're called the Zs. Like, which is, if you look up a BMW, it's the same chassis. It looks the same. So they took that chassis and they wanted an inline 6, which no one makes inline 6s like BMW. That's their bread and butter forever. Like the M3 I had. Yeah, that's an inline. They've been making inline 6s since fucking ever.
World War II.
All right, sure. Yeah. Okay. I mean, they were, but that's besides the point. So that's their bread and butter. Like everybody know, like if you want to talk about like some of the greatest inline 6s, BMWs, right? And so it made sense for them to team up with BMW to make the Supra.
Right.
But what's kind of neat about those Supra is they sent the chassis to get... Motherfucker, if you don't stop yawning...
My bad.
This motherfucker had one shot.
Not even.
He's about to fall asleep.
All right, man. Keep talking.
And then, yeah, so, what was I talking about?
That they had one chassis. The Supras, or the BMWs.
Oh, yeah, so the BMWs teamed up with, Toyota teamed up with BMW. They got the chassis and the engine, sent it over to Toyota. But what's really cool about those cars is Toyota took the inline 6.
Right.
And they put it through so many stress tests to find failing points. And then parts that would fail at like high RPMs or high heat, stuff like that, like they'll put it through stress tests. The parts that they would fail, they were replaced with like Toyota versions of that part, which they say like that engine is really durable.
Really?
Because it's like that German BMW engineering plus like
the
Japanese like reliability.
Oh.
So like people like stock bottoms and stock like certain internals, they like fucking boost them like crazy, and like you can take a good amount of boost and a good amount of horsepower coming out of them. So they're legit cars. They just got a lot of shit because I think like Supra's been gone for fucking 20 something years. It comes back and it's not like a pure Japanese car.
Yeah.
It's a German, you know. So
You know, someone from the gym had one.
yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, the yellow one.
Yeah.
Yeah. They crashed into her.
Yeah.
As soon as she bought it, like a month after that.
Really, a month?
Yeah, she didn't have it for long. That's gotta suck.
Yeah.
When I was working at a dealership, I had 2 clients that happened to. Like
Damn.
one literally on the way home.
Damn.
He called me. He's like, "Guess what happened?" And I'm like, "What?" And I would think like this bitch broke down or something, you know? He's like, someone ran a fucking red light and just totaled our whole car.
Damn.
And I was like,
It's crazy.
You guys want another one?
Because once it's fucked up, it's...
Yeah, I mean, when that happened though, it kind of sucks for them because like they had just put it on their insurance.
Oh, damn.
So then sometimes insurance be tripping about that because they just put it on there.
Right.
Because it's like the way that I understand is like you put it on your insurance, but it still takes like 24 hours to like be applied to your.
Yeah.
So
damn.
I don't know what happened, honestly. I think they just didn't fucking. I think it took them a while to figure it out.
Oh shit.
But that's gotta suck.
Yeah. Fuck no. And then it lost 20 grand, or what was it, 20% off the lot?
Oh, 5%?
Was it 5% or 20?
5% as soon as you drive off.
Okay.
Yeah. First years.
Really?
It depends on the car, but I think it's like up to 15% in the first year.
Damn. I didn't know that. Okay. You almost got into a fight at the gym.
No one almost got in a fight, man. I hate how people want to pay me out like I'm this fucking...
I'm not trying to say nothing.
Nah.
I'm just saying.
Nah, because you're not the only one. Everybody, it's like, I can't say nothing. Like, what? I'm just going to sit there like a fucking pendejo and let people fucking talk? Like...
No, you did your thing, but...
I didn't do my thing. I literally just said... I'm not going to get... The whole story is... Okay, look. For people that go to fighting gyms, there's a clock. And it's, usually... Preference... If there's a class going on... The class has a preference on the clock, right?
Right.
Okay. If there's a lot of people using, in the bag area, using that clock, right? You got to be aware that there's multiple people there, right? Now, if you have this weird ass fucking working out circuit going on, right? That you go for fucking 10 minutes, rest for 1, come back for 5, leave for 3, come back. That's none of my fucking business. That's your circuit. But don't be fucking with the clock. The clock is there. Right. 3-minute rounds, 60-second rest. That's the norm, right?
Yeah, more or less.
Don't fuck with the clock.
Yeah.
Unless, you check in with whoever's there and be like, yo, is it cool if I do this and that on the clock? Right?
Right.
All I said is, yo, I didn't even come at him no time. I was like, hey, man, I'm using clock. Real fucking chill. I had the new Fuerza Regida album playing, chilling. I like the album a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah. The first, 3/4, then he gets into, the reggaeton and stuff like I don't really like reggaeton, so, you kind of lose me there.
Yeah.
But, again...
Overall.
And I could see why he does it. People like it, he's going for a bigger reach,
Yeah.
I get that. Not for me. The first half, fire. Because I like how there's some
he switches it up.
There's some modern corrido type stuff, and then you have some you have some of the, what's his name with the bass, El Da Reyes de la Sierra with the bass, that first song where ding dong dong like that. You have a song like that. Then you have one that's more like not banda, but more like Mexican instruments than just the tololoche and the guitar. There's horns and shit. But anyways, I was vibing. I was in a good time. I was laying in some bombs again. It feels good to throw my left hook. I haven't hit the bag for real and like that since I broke my hand. So I was laying boom bombs. You saw me. You know what I'm saying? What Belal say? Hands like Canelo. I was throwing those fucking hooks like. Fuck you laughing at?
The hands like Canelo. The shit I sent you.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I thought you was laughing that I was throwing hands like.
No, I was laughing at the shit I sent you.
Okay.
I can't repeat it.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, you just got fucking with the clock. I literally just said, first thing I said was like, hey, man, I'm using the clock too.
Mm-hmm.
He said, okay. Then, oh shit, you touched that and it buzzed.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. This mic is strong.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't know what we're doing with the mics here, you know? And when I say we,
You.
yeah, me, because Petro ain't helping me with shit. This man
Anyway,
just shrinking on the job. He's fucked up. This type of fucking quality fucking hires over here.
hey, but this is a volunteer job, man. This is good on my resume.
What?
It's good on my resume.
But what's the first thing you said?
It's a volunteer job.
Oh, volunteer job.
Which-
You're slurring, bruh.
Yeah. I'm just excited, man.
You're fucking maldito intoxicado. Malditas drogas.
Keep going with the story, man.
And then I just said, hey, man, I'm using the clock. He said, okay. Walked away. Came back. Fucked with the clock again.
Yeah.
Let it slide. He did it the third time. And I was like, come on, man. Just let the clock go. Just let it roll. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he said some shit. I had my headphones in. Boom, he went away. Came back a third time. And that's when I was like, yo, were you there at that point?
I think I might have been.
When I was like, you just did that shit on purpose now.
Oh, yeah. I was there.
Yeah, I didn't even remember that you were there.
I had just gotten there.
And then he just started, and he goes, get in the ring and spar. I'm like, bruh, just shut up and go hit your bag. And he's like, don't tell me to shut up. I'm like, man,
That's the thing that triggered him.
I don't give a fuck what triggered him, man.
I'm just saying. It's funny, though. And it's so weird that...
Because I don't like that. Like, I'm at the gym. We're just hitting the fucking bag. Don't tell me. I hate when people tell me to spar like that. Like, trying to prove a fucking point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I won't spar these motherfuckers. It's just like, what are you going to try and prove in the fucking thing? That you can whoop my ass in there?
Yeah.
You can't.
Right.
But now you're just making this whole thing like, calm the fuck down. It just pisses me off because I'm just there to have a good time. I've never had no problems at the gym.
Yeah.
Name a time I had a fucking problem in the gym.
Coach Melvin.
Name another time. Name another time I had a problem with the. That wasn't my fault. That was your fault.
No, how was that my fault?
Cause you were supposed to be his protege. You left him.
Well, he left me, man. Never mind. He got fired.
Not before that.
I don't think. Something with Tanai? No?
No, I'm talking about you.
Me?
When you were when he said that I took you. That was the thing that you said that I took you away from.
The boxing.
Yeah.
We were
'Cause
just
you-
lifting.
Yeah.
And that's the only time I can remember.
Yeah. I've never had no fucking problems with nobody. I'm
Yeah.
cool with everybody there.
Yeah.
I'm just chilling, man. People just like to spar me for fun, but no one's really had no fucking problems with me.
Mm-mm.
You know who I just thought about? If they were there, they would instigated that shit.
Terrence?
Nah, Jazz.
Oh, yeah.
He would be whoop his ass, whoop his ass. I already know Jazz.
Jazz be instigating.
Yeah, he do
When-
be
When he
instigating
got into an argument with,
somebody.
yeah. He was like, I'll get my girl down here to...
Oh yeah.
Bruh, I was standing right there. And then one thing that annoys me, when people are arguing, they just have me like, ain't she say... I'm like, bro, I'm just standing here.
Yeah.
I got nothing to do with this.
Nah, but I imagine Jazz there being like, whoop his ass, Marco, and I'd be like, come on, man. Nah, that shit's not funny, man. I'm just there to fucking. I was having a good workout too.
Yeah.
I was in my zone. I was fucking locked in. I had like my routine, 2 rounds, just jabs,
Mm-hmm.
move around. Cause I've been realizing like, I don't circle that well anymore.
Yeah.
I go straight back.
Mm-hmm.
Find myself in the ropes. I done fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't out of the range the way I should be out of range. So I'm like, first round, jabs, circle around, jabs,
Mhm.
circle around. Get the fucking blood flowing, you know what I'm saying? I had that. And then the next 2 rounds, nothing but straights, right?
Right.
Jab, cross, different levels. After that,
The hooks.
no, like
Bobbit?
head movement, and
Bobbit,
stuff like
yeah.
that. Yeah. Still just straights,
Mm-hmm.
but adding like a lot of head movement and waist movement, and stuff like that. Then hooks long, like
Mhm.
mid range and long.
Yeah.
And then when you came in, I was doing 2-2-2,
Mm-hmm.
close range,
Yeah.
like inside fighting.
Okay.
That's my favorite way to like do the bag work.
All right.
And then I didn't finish it, but like the last 2 rounds, I usually go
Everything.
everything,
Right.
you know? And I feel like that's a good way to like keep the brain going, like, you know,
Thinking.
yeah, like utilize all your
Mm-hmm.
techniques. You can't just go hit a bag just for the fuck of it.
You gotta know what you're doing.
Yeah, but I'm saying like even if you know what you're doing, like I feel like building up to it like that reminds you like, okay, concentrate on my hook this.
Yeah.
Like what we were doing, you know,
Mhm.
like, you know, you forget when you're not throwing, you're not hitting the bag or you're not sparring as often. You forget certain things, the little things, you know, throwing your hip, twisting your, just dipping down,
Yeah.
just different shit like that.
Mm-hmm. Anyways.
Anyways, I fucking hate when people, because I don't start,
Nah, you didn't.
I don't, no, but this is
But
with everything. This,
You have a point though, because he would restart the clock for no reason. There's no reason.
That's what just hit me, because he was like, I don't stop. So just
Yeah.
look at the big clock,
Mm-hmm.
wait till he gets to, that's what I do sometimes. If I'm like, I'm gonna go 10 minutes straight,
Mm-hmm.
I look at the clock, since I'm a little stupid,
Yeah.
I wait till it gets to like a 5 digit, right? So
Mhm.
let's say it's 420.
Mm-hmm.
I wait till it gets to 420.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's funny, 420.
Right.
And then I'm like, I'm gonna go for 10 minutes.
Uh-huh.
At 4:30,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop.
Mm-hmm.
And that way I don't have to use the fucking clock.
Yeah.
I don't have to be paying attention to that. I just have to look up there every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah. Because I was like mid set, and I was like, why is he resetting the clock if he keeps going back and forth? Like, anyways.
That's besides the point. What I'm trying to get at, that's not even what I was trying to talk about. What I'm talking about, I hate when I can't, you're not just the only person.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime, I just can't say nothing.
Right.
Because they say I say it rudely, and I don't.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The-
What
What are you laughing at?
No, I'm not laughing at nothing.
Because I didn't say nothing, no type of way to him.
No, you didn't. You just got butthurt.
Nah, but this is, I be getting, because they're like, why you say it like that? I'm like, I didn't say no type of, that's how I talk.
Yeah.
I don't talk aggressive. I just be chilling, man. Is it my face or something that fucking...
You was mean mugging him, huh?
I wasn't mean mugging. Look at me. I look fucking stupid. I got a stupid face.
Hell no.
Again, I'm 5'8".
Right.
I'm a fat 5'8" Mexican. What the fuck is this scary about? You know what I'm saying?
The hooks, he saw them.
I do got a mean ass left hook, man. The right hook ain't there
I should
anymore.
know.
Tall motherfuckers I used to spar know.
Yeah.
That's my bread and butter. If I'm finding,
What's the white guy's name?
I forgot his name, but yeah, man. Those I like.
El Gran Americano.
Yeah. But yeah, man.
Nah.
Anyways, I said I was gonna send Pedro to handle my lightweight, but then we talked about, imagine he got knocked out.
I quit.
I'm holding him like that episode of SpongeBob.
No, you said that.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I'm holding you.
No, I was gonna be holding you.
No, I said you. If you went to go fight him and he knocked you out, that's what I said.
I thought you were talking about yourself.
No. I
Oh.
said if you. I said because that's when I said go handle my lightweight,
Oh, I didn't hear that.
and then that's when I was like, imagine you get knocked out and I'm holding you like fucking.
Oh, I thought you were talking about yourself. I was like,
Nah.
And that was like Rocky and Apollo or whatever.
Nah. What was Patty say?
We Scousers don't get
Scousers don't get knocked out. That's me, man. That was it. I'm a fucking Aztec warrior.
Yeah. How was that? Going to Mexico for the first time in how many years?
It's cool, man.
Yeah.
Fucking it's different out there.
Yeah.
You know, it's different. First of all, I mean, ideally you want to reach a different, widespread of types of people, right? Listen to our podcast. I do want to say, I want people to realize Mexico is pretty damn big, but also it's weird because there's a lot of different like land types,
Mass,
not land mass, like land,
like the area or whatever.
yeah, like the type of land, like you got desert up north,
Yeah,
mountainy, fucking like valleys,
jungly,
volcanoes,
yeah.
jungles, beaches, like it's just a fucking mix. And it's all in like barely, because Mexico ain't that big.
No.
It's like, I think they say that's almost like half the size, like lengthwise of the United States. So like if you're at the tip of Texas, like you're only going halfway up the United States of how long Mexico is. Just a weird shape, But in just that little strand, you get all these different types of fucking land features. And so I'm from Mexico City.
Mm-hmm.
Mexico City used to be a mega volcano.
Yeah.
And it erupted and it became a huge crater. Because it was a crater, it turned into like this swampland.
Mm-hmm.
and so but it's still on a big ass mountain.
Yeah.
So the altitude was whooping my ass. I'm talking about Atlanta. I was dying. I'm going through the fucking airport breathing hard as shit.
And then we were talking about it. You're like, I don't know if my grandparents gonna keep up with me because I'm gonna be all running around.
Yeah, yeah.
What time you couldn't keep up with them?
Nah, man. It's different, man. I mean, that's why good
Also-
fighters come out of there, because that fucking altitude is a motherfucker. And then you add smog into that shit,
Fuck.
man.
And plus, your grandparents are used to that. Like that's just
Yeah.
just another day.
Yeah, for
Your
sure.
ass was goddamn. Sounded like a little pit bull.
Yeah, nah, fuck that. The smog is really what gets
Yeah?
you. Yeah, the smog, you can feel it, because like that's like a big thing.
Because of the valley or whatever, right?
Well, because it's like a crater.
Mm-hmm.
So like you have like mountains all around.
Yeah.
So like wind can't blow away the smog. So sometimes it like builds up there. So, but like that's a big thing that they like
Yeah.
look at every single day.
Yeah. Okay.
That's like a big thing that they look at every day.
Mm-hmm.
Like what's the smog like every day? And they even like you have what?
Your car, like the cars, is that what you're gonna?
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about?
the cars. You can't drive your car every day. There's like 1 or 2 days that you're not allowed to drive. And if the smog is too bad,
Mm-hmm.
on a random day, they'd be like, yo, you can't drive.
Imagine you're running late to work or some shit.
Man, imagine the girl you've been trying to hit for years, like, yo, come through, and you're like, fuck, I can't drive today.
Give me like an hour and a half.
Yeah. You're fucking,
Pull up on your little sister's bike.
yeah. Be like, I got chased by dogs here, but I'm here, man.
Your fucking foot's bleeding.
Yeah.
You got bit by a dog.
Yeah. You got to make it happen, man. But no, that was cool. We were talking about food. The food is fucking different, man. Because the city's cool because, like I said, Mexico isn't that big. So other states are right outside the city. Just to get to the city is only like an hour drive.
Yeah.
And you have all these different states because Mexico City is right in the middle. So all these different states, you know, they grow food and stuff like that, or make different food, or they raise animals. So like they'll bring in fresh shit every single day just to go sell in the city and then go back to their state, you know? So that was neat. The food's just fire. I eat fruits like a motherfucker, man.
Fucking fresh, huh?
Yeah, man. Whoever knows, man, mamey, you know mamey?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mamey.
Yeah.
But man, whoever knows mamey, man, if you know, you know, man. I don't even know how to describe the fucking fruit. It's like it's like a melon, but tastes nothing like a melon.
Mm-hmm.
What would you describe? When I looked it up on Google or try to describe people, they say it tastes like sweet potato, but I don't see it. But I could also understand, like, texture wise, it feels like it, but it tastes nothing like a sweet potato. But that's my shit, man. And just so y'all understand, in the States, you can only find it at like the Mexican store or one of those fucking Asian markets, you know? And then it's like $10 for one.
Yeah.
My grandma bought 6 for the equivalent of $8 US.
Damn.
I was fucking them up. And they're a good size. They're like a football size. I was eating a whole one like a...
That shit it probably cleaned you out, huh, too, and everything.
No, man. Just
Really?
fucking, yeah.
Because there's some fruits that, like, if you eat a lot, they'll...
Nah, I was chilling, man.
And all that.
I was eating like a motherfucker out there, man. Gorditas, pambazos. Bro, first day there, I busted 14 tacos de pastor, man.
That's what you were telling me.
I think I busted like 10 of pastor and like 4 of like some other shit. But I was like, nah, I need that pastor. Because they had just gotten the fucking trompo going, like just to a point where it was starting to get crispy. You know what I'm saying? That's when it's real good. So you get a little of those crispy pieces in there.
Yeah.
Fire with a fucking coca.
Mexican Coke.
Yeah, man. Otro pedo, bruh.
Bien muerta.
Yeah,
Cold
man.
as fuck. Ooh.
That and every day, pulque.
Uh-huh.
You haven't had pulque, have you?
Aguamiel?
Yeah, but that's like the first stage.
Oh, no,
Then
I've
you,
never had pulque, but I've had
yeah.
aguamiel.
So for those that don't know, pulque is the oldest type of alcohol found in Mexico. It was created by the Aztecs, and there's this big plant, kind of like aloe vera, but it's a lot bigger, and it's maguey. And then they, like, you collect this like sap that, not sap, but it's like this, almost like this milk that like collects right in the middle of the funnel. Fuck are you grinning about? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I thought about something. I'll talk about it later. Keep talking.
This motherfucker, see? Um, fuck was I talking about?
The sap at the bottom of the maguey.
Oh yeah, and they collect that, and then you just collect it, and it's like kind of like syrupy. It's kind of thick, but it's like milk, and then you gotta put it away. And when
Right.
you, the fuck are you laughing about?
Keep talking.
What is wrong with you?
Because I remembered the story. So I was leaving Mexico, and then obviously the chiles are different. And then we went to go pick them, and my cousin, he was obviously grabbing the chiles and all that shit. But he was like, I'm gonna go take a piss. I'll be back. I'm picking the chiles, and all I hear is him screaming.
You burn his dick off.
Yeah.
Damn.
For like a good fucking from the field to the house, he was complaining the whole time. He had to go fucking shower and all that shit. That shit was so funny.
I had a homie that shit happened to him, but with some hot wings.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Damn.
We went to his wing place. That wing place
Yeah.
we went to, and he's Brazilian, so they don't really
Do
spicy stuff.
Yeah.
And so we were like first one to fucking like tap,
Mhm.
has to pay for everything, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, he tapped immediately. He went to the bathroom and fucking went to go take a piss, touch the shit. He was dying. I felt
Damn.
bad because between him not being used to the spice and he got that shit on his cock.
Damn.
Yeah, man. But
The maguey. Talking about how they collect it and all that.
oh yeah, so they just collect it and like I said, it's like milky, syrupy
Mhm.
substance, and then you put it away. And when you first take it, like do it, what you said, agua miel, that's like the cleanest, not the clean, but that's like the first stage,
Mhm.
and it's just earthy, right?
Right.
You had that.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of sweet and earthy, right?
Like a weird flavor to it. Yeah.
Almost like what's them shits called? Kombuchas.
Yeah.
Them shits that people be drinking.
Mhm.
Kind of tastes like that, right?
Yeah. I can't remember. It's been a minute.
Or I think it kind of tastes like that. And the more you ferment it, the
Mhm.
more it kind of tastes like a kombucha, but like different. Like the maguey has a different flavor.
Mhm.
Man. And then they make them like sometimes they make them with fruits
Right.
like mango, guayaba.
Uh-huh.
Man, I was drinking a liter a day.
Damn.
I'm talking about, and that shit bloats you like a motherfucker. I'm
Uh-huh.
talking about I'm walking around with a big old belly over there, hella bloated. It makes you fart like a motherfucker too,
Yeah.
man. You knew where I was at because I couldn't hide from a serial killer, man.
Yeah, this shit stinking here.
Nah, you just blow the shit though. You
Uh-huh.
burping and you farting all the time
Yeah.
because it's just fucking because it's
Damn.
fermented, like
Uh-huh.
fermented. It's like chugging kombucha. It's like you fucking
Mhm.
te infla. You know what I'm saying? I was
Right.
fucking that up, and yeah, man, just seeing the city is different, man.
Yeah.
Different vibes. I went right to like right in the center,
Mhm.
and that was dope to see. Because what people don't realize is the capital of the Aztecs,
Mhm.
right? Tenochtitlan was right there too,
Right.
and then the Spanish destroyed it and built right over it.
Mhm.
So if you go there, they uncovered, and I don't know how long ago, but it was probably in the recent 20, 30 years, they uncovered some of the ruins from
Oh shit.
like the El Templo Mayor, which was
Mhm.
like the main pyramid
Right.
in the city of the Aztecs. And it's right in the center.
Mhm.
So it's kind of cool because you see those ruins and then you see like the Spanish built shit around it.
Uh-huh.
And like at the end of the day, like I mean that's what we are. We're a blend of native
Aztecs.
and yeah, and well,
Or native.
native and Spaniards, So it's like it or not, I think Mexico, I think it's kind of cool to see how it like became its own thing.
Yeah.
Like Mexicans are Mexicans.
Mix.
Like everybody knows like all around the world, like such a strong
culture.
you know what I'm saying? Even though it is influenced
Yeah.
by the Spanish, by the natives,
Mhm.
and then people like we're talking about, there's a lot of Persian influence, Middle Eastern
Yeah.
influence. You had French, the
Mhm.
French over there too. Some Italians out there.
Yeah.
Just like you had to mix all this stuff, yet like it's still Mexican. Like Mexican culture took over that shit.
Yeah. And a lot of people know Mexico. Like it's a big country, but like it's really well known too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cause I had heard some dude talking about it. He's like, man, he was studying international. I don't know, in Germany, somewhere in Europe, and then he had a Mexico jersey on. And then one of the, I think the owner was Turkish or something, and they, you know how they have their own ice cream and all that. He was just like, he was pointing at the jersey, and he kept saying Spanish players, and he was like, no, 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 Rafa Marquez, like, because that's the biggest, one of the biggest,
Right.
and then he was like, bro, this, he went to go tell his other Mexican homies that were there too. He's like, bro, this dude, he fucks with the Mexicans, like, just go show it with your Mexico jersey, he gonna
Yeah.
give you free ice cream.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, people don't realize, man, like throughout history, Mexico is kind of like obviously Mexico has problems. You know,
Yeah.
we got narcos going on. We got all this other, you know, like there is organized crime and shit like that, which fucks it up, you know. Um, but Mexico throughout history
Mm-hmm.
has had a big reach. Like people don't realize like Mexico had like a good
Music.
influence in like wars. Like
Mhm.
they backed the Allies. They never really like World War II. They
Mhm.
weren't necessarily in it like that,
Yeah.
but they backed the Allies. Like there's this group of really
Pilots.
you know about those?
Yeah.
The last one just died recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's the last one. But that's a cool story. You don't really hear about it, but it was this
Mhm.
group of fucking fighter pilots who were originally mechanics
Mm-hmm.
hired by the US Air Force to work on the airplanes.
Yeah.
And then since they needed people and they worked on these planes so much, they hopped on there and they started fighting too.
Mm-hmm.
And there were bad motherfuckers out there, you know, they're
Yeah.
fucking shit up. I think they were like something, the Fighting Eagles or something like
Yeah.
that.
Something hard.
Yeah, and they had like fucking an eagle
Yeah.
painted on the
Yeah,
fucking.
yeah.
It was hard, and they did their shit. You know, none of them died, and there was fucking shit up. You know, over there, no one knows about that. No one knows about how like people don't realize like the reason there's so many Mexicans working fields and stuff like that
Mhm.
is because during World War II, everybody knows men were at war.
Mhm.
Women joined the workforce and started working at factories and stuff like that to supply stuff for the war because there's not many men over here. Who was working the fields? The farms?
Mm-hmm.
No one. So the U.S. cut a deal with Mexico to have farm workers come to the U.S.
All right.
during the week, work these farms because the U.S. was supplying a lot of the allies
Yeah.
like
England.
England and Russia
Yeah.
and stuff like that with food
Mm-hmm.
because the whole Europe was getting bombed and shit like that. How are you gonna work on a fucking farm when a fucking missile's gonna land on
Yeah.
your head, you know? And so like the U.S. had to carry a lot of that, like feeding the allies.
Mm-hmm.
And my great grandpa was used to. They would come.
Mm-hmm.
This truck would come. This bus would come,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll take him, and he'll work all week, and then he'll come back on the weekend.
Mm.
It's kind of crazy. People don't really talk about that, but that's what led to people being like, "Oh, well, there's money in the fucking fields to work."
Yeah.
People don't want to work the fields.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had all these people come back from the war, World War II.
Mm-hmm.
The suburbs
Yeah.
were created, so people weren't working on fields. People didn't have fields, right? And farms were kind of left alone, you know, and they still had to be worked, and that's why Mexicans were like, "There's opportunity there."
Yeah.
And now look at us.
And in music too, I think I forgot what region in Europe, but it's heavily like, especially like the older stuff. Like, I think it was like during communism time, and they didn't want no American movies or nothing like that, so they would import Mexican
Yeah.
movies, music.
I think it was
Scandinavia or something.
I thought it was a Czech Republic or
It
something.
might have been
But I know what you're talking about because like they couldn't show like
American.
American films and they didn't want like communist stuff there,
Yeah.
so they used like Mexican films.
And music.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And if you listen to it, it's like, this is about to be a Mexican,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
like-
Spanish.
Like rancheras and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Like those what they call the golden years of Mexican cinema
the-
with like
Yeah.
what's his name? Pedro Infante? Pedro was it that?
My tocayo. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, but like that, you know? Yeah, a lot of those films make it over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got fucking Chespirito,
Yeah.
who's known in all of the Americas and some of Europe too.
You saw them making a little series on Max?
Yeah, Max. That'd be dope. That I'd realize though it's fucked up, but like it's the fucking whatever the fucking
Mm-hmm.
channel is, right? The station, the TV
Yeah.
channel. They fucked them over because even though he created all these characters,
You didn't get money from it?
no, he didn't own any of the
Oh, shit.
characters.
Uh-huh.
So he wasn't allowed to like
Mm-hmm.
grow outside of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like he had to keep making. I think it's like Deb Azteca or something like that,
Yeah.
or which was the other one? No,
Telemundo?
no, motherfucker, that's here.
Oh. Oh.
The one that's like yellow.
I'm trying to. I know which one you're talking about, I think.
Televisión.
Is it?
No, whatever the fuck it's called, right?
Uh-huh.
But like, there's a lot of conspiracy theories with that company. Yeah, because they had big ties with the cartels and shit like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. But anyways, and like the presidents and shit like that. Like,
Mhm.
there's a lot of propaganda they used to push. They were sketching them up, but they still are.
Yeah.
But yeah, they fucked them over, and
El Puri.
I don't
Just
even.
kidding. That's a joke.
But yeah, they fucked them over, and like they owned the characters.
Mm-hmm.
So like, even after the show ended, they couldn't go on tour. They couldn't like do anything
Mm-hmm.
to like, make money off the
Yeah.
characters that they developed. Like Chavo del Ocho belonged to the company,
Okay.
not to him, so he couldn't,
Yeah.
like, which is kind of fucked because all the, like, they made him into a cartoon, they made him into, there's toys, there's all this shit. His family and all that doesn't get any like royalties from that.
And he's in a video game.
Really?
He's in Fortnite.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
But see, that's the type of shit. Like his family gets no royalties from
Yeah.
that. They're nothing, which is fucking insane. Because I know a lot of Brazilians. They love
Yeah.
Chavo del Ocho.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy that like the biggest fucking Mexican comedian,
Mm-hmm.
right, which half of the world watches stuff
Mm-hmm.
and know of him, just fucking
Gets nothing.
gets nothing and lost its. I mean, I'm sure he was well off, but
Yeah.
imagine how much more he could have made. Or
That's how some boxers get left over.
yeah,
Fighters.
yeah.
Speaking
So
of fighters, this weekend was big. It was a good weekend.
what was this weekend?
Belal,
Oh.
JDM.
Yeah, that was surprisingly a very different fight than anybody expected.
Yeah.
I think,
Hands like Canelo.
yeah. I mean, I thought it was going to be a little bit more.
Boring. No wrestling.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be more wrestling. I thought Belal was going to fight more,
Offensively.
more conservative.
Right.
Maybe like have JDM come to him more.
Yeah.
I feel like Belal was.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird.
You think he played into like the fans? Like he's boring. He's this. You think he's trying to prove a point, or you think he?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think he had the best game plan. I think he maybe thought like, okay, let me like go all like take it
Maybe-
easy the 1st two
Uh-huh.
rounds. Maybe JDM would get tired, and then I can turn
Shoot
up.
a couple times, win the round by that, like
Right.
holding him down.
Yeah, but he wasn't able to take him down, and JDM didn't get tired.
Yeah.
So I think a little bit between that and then towards the end, I think his coaches were putting a lot more
The
like,
third round.
yeah, they're putting a lot more like, hey man, like you gotta do something.
Yeah.
You gotta do something big.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
It was a little too late.
yeah.
I mean, he's still like people want to give Belal shit, but he's still like JDM didn't leave clean. He had his eye was like
yeah,
closing
yeah,
up, all bruised up, but
yeah. Well,
mm-hmm.
Belal was landing a lot of jabs.
Yeah.
I think like he had landed more strikes,
Mm-hmm.
but I think
The power.
he landed like a significant more amount of strikes,
Mm-hmm.
but all significant strikes.
Mm-hmm.
JDM was up
Yeah.
on that, and then especially on that last round. I mean, but they
Fucking
went.
Belal's lip.
Yeah, you saw that shit.
Yeah, and then
That and then under the eye,
knee. I think I heard.
the knee was the eye.
Was
He
it?
cut his eye with the knee,
Oh.
but I think towards the end, I think it was a punch that opened up his lip.
Mm.
But regardless, I mean, it was a good fight. I
Yeah.
mean, I feel a little bit bad for Belal. Like I never disliked Belal. I never understood the hate that he got.
Yeah.
And then he got his shot. He got the
Mhm.
title, and then to lose the title like I wouldn't say like that, but like on his first defense.
Yeah.
I feel a little bad for him, because he did kind of get fucked over where he had to fight fucking everybody
Yeah.
to even get like JDM. No offense to him, but like that was a random shot at the title.
Because he was gonna fight someone else, but
Shavkat.
yeah, but he got injured,
Yeah.
or surgery, whatever.
Yeah. So he got injured after he fought Ian. He said no. He got Shavkat was saying he got injured before Ian Gary.
His foot or whatever.
Yeah, and then he said I think he got injured during the fight too.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever. But yeah, I mean, again, JDM's been doing his shit. I think he's kind of been like in the background doing his shit. You know.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, and
beat up Burns. He was losing that fight against Burns.
I think so. A lot of people want to argue that he wasn't, but I think Burns was doing. I like Burns a lot, so maybe I'm a little biased. But I think he was up.
I think and then that knee.
Yeah, like it wasn't a lucky knee because I don't think there's
Burns just went into it.
Yeah, but it was just like just fucking
perfect.
Yeah, it just happened to land. You know, like it was just a random knee landed right. But also, like I said, he probably expected Burns to shoot right away because Burns was like taking
dominating
him down.
Him,
yeah. So maybe that's why. But I do feel bad for Belal, but we'll see. I mean, I guess that sets it up for JDM and Shavkat.
Or no, Islam.
I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon.
You don't think Islam said he wanted to move up, and he tweeted after the fight, "Keep my belt warm, boy."
Yeah, but he says that shit. I don't know. I feel like Islam be talking out his ass all the time too.
But again, that's not Islam. That's Ali.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Islam doesn't run his account.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think. Yeah, he's on his farm, fucking.
Yeah.
Chilling with his goats and shit. Yeah. Probably. No, you're right. But I don't know. I don't see him going up anytime soon. In my opinion.
Yeah.
I think we'll see Topuria fight one of the top fives, like Charles. I think my boy Charles got him, man.
I love Charles, but it's just.
I think he got him, man.
The power. I don't know. I mean, he took Gaethje's best shots, but also Gaethje was kind of timid to go down because allegedly Topuria has good grappling. He'd be ragdolling these Russian fighters, you know, but people be sparring champs, you know, like David Benavidez and whatnot. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not doubting Ilya's wrestling.
Topuria, yeah.
But why not use it more if it's that good? Like, because the argument could be like, well, because he's so good at striking.
Yeah.
But he's been hurt in striking. He's been sometimes.
And Bryce was doing.
Yeah. And then even with, I mean, that was a struggle for him. But, like, yeah, Ilya's good at striking, but he still takes damage. When he strikes.
Yeah.
Like, Volk was damaging him on that fight. Max was doing his shit. Max.
Yeah, the oblique kicks.
Yeah, that and his long jabs and his keeping him away. He was landing a lot of strikes.
Ilya's just gonna I feel like with Ilya, he's a hook merchant. Like, he has good. Don't get me wrong, he has good boxing, but I feel like people just overrate it because he got fucking dynamite in his hands.
Right. Yeah, I think it's just a moment that you.
Because I feel like he's like one of those fighters, like, he'll let you land one so he could get his off, you know? That type of fighter.
Yeah. You think he's ever fought anybody with.
Good boxing?
Well, no. Who's the hardest hitter you think he's fought?
I don't know.
Because to me.
I don't think he's fought no one. Like, Max don't got power.
Yeah.
Respectfully. Volk isn't really known.
No.
Bryce, that's Bryce, you know? Yeah, I couldn't.
I think that's.
Josh Emmett.
Oh yeah, he did out. But Josh Emmett is only boxing.
Yeah, but he got popped. But also, Ilya probably fucking. I think he mixed it up that fight. I can't remember.
I remember him mixing it up actually. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I mean, I still think. To me, Ilias has got shit to do. You know, like.
He got to fight someone in top.
Like, I think, like, I get it. And we talked about this. In my opinion, he fought not the best. I think Volk right now, like, on his last performance, is better than when he fought Ilya.
Because Volk was coming off a knockout loss, a quick turnaround fight. Because losing, how much weight did he have to lose?
Oh, crazy. Like, fucking, 20 pounds in, like, a day or something like that.
He got knocked out. Like, his brain was dehydrated.
Yeah. And he got knocked out the fight before.
Yeah.
And you're coming back at, like, 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
after a crazy fucking head kick.
He should have took.
One thing is getting knocked out with someone's fist, but to get knocked out with a fucking kick,
Yeah.
I'm out for a year if that happens to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think fighters need to do that. I think Kamaru did the right thing, especially after the Leon losses. He took his time off. He's gonna come back in the next month, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was a little too long, but I hear you.
Yeah. I feel like Volk did the right thing that second time around
Yeah.
after he lost to Ilya. He took, because these guys, whether you give shit to Izzy or whatever, he was still fighting 3 times a year as a champ.
Right.
Not everyone's doing that.
Yeah.
Fucking all these motherfuckers fight once a year.
Even
twice.
with fucking just recently with Alex.
Yeah, Alex was fighting every month.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Short notice, like 2 or 3 short notices in a row.
UFC 300. I know that was one of them. One of them in October, I believe, too.
Yeah, and then again.
That's a champ. You can't really do that to like a champ. Like,
right.
You got to give him his camp.
And then like his last performance, he didn't look the same.
Yeah.
As he's looked at his other performance, and maybe it's just fucking. You're in fucking camp 3 years in a row, you know?
Yeah.
Just
back to back.
Like,
and he's a big dude.
He is a big dude. And also, you add on that, the fame, you know, he was traveling, he was doing all this shit, but you're still trying to balance camp. Like, it's, fuck the physical. I think the mental, just draining. You know, you're like, damn, I miss my family, I miss my fucking kids, I miss my house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I miss just being able to sit on the couch and not worried about like, fuck, I'm not training. You know, the other guy's probably training and I'm here on my couch. So I think, but yeah, like I said, I don't think going back to with the alien thing, I don't think he fought the best Volk. Now, I'm not saying that the result would have been any different. Maybe Ilya would have still won, but maybe the fight would have gone very different.
Yeah.
You know, maybe longer.
Same thing with Max.
And same thing with Max. He fought a drained Max, in my opinion.
Because he had moved up for 155 in April, and he turned it around in October. That's what, a couple months?
Yeah. So again, I don't know. Just because Max doesn't have that power, like that Gaethje thing, I'm not saying again.
Gaethje took a lot of damage too
throughout the fight. Like he was just one hit away.
First, one or second round, he landed a nice knee or whatever,
Right.
broke Gaethje's nose or whatever.
Right.
Breathe out the mouth.
I think
rest of the fight.
I think that Gaethje fight wasn't a big blow. It was just an accumulation
Yeah.
of all these hard hits.
And then Max got dropped for the first time.
Yeah, well, they didn't count it.
But Max said himself, he's like, "Oh, that was my first
Yeah.
time getting dropped."
So it's like I don't think the result would have been any different.
Yeah.
I think a good Volk, like like this last Volk, has a better chance of being Ilya than the best version of Max. Just because Max doesn't have that power, in my opinion. I think Volk has a little more power.
But again,
to get more
make fights too.
True. So again, that's why to me some of Ilya's, like those 2 Ilya wins, don't have as big as a weight as some people are trying to give him. Because he did, but at the end of the day, it is one of the best to ever do in that weight class. And then
2 of the best.
Right. So it's like.
Yeah. Moving on to boxing. The vaquero.
Oh,
fight,
yeah.
The cut.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, I hate the fucking.
Commentator?
Well, I do fucking hate fucking Timmy. Fucking. God. I don't care what people say, man. He be hating on Mexicans all the time. Motherfucker was hella excited when he found out it was a punch.
That was a...
Yeah. Everybody's like, let's see the replay. He's like, nah. It was a punch. It was a punch. But whatever. Nah, but I don't like on social media they're trying to like it's Vaquero's fault that the fight ended like that.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, what a robbery. Like,
and it's not like he was losing the fight. If he
was
losing the fight, I'd get what they're saying, but the fight was, I think Vaquero was up.
Yeah.
Rounds.
And what's crazy is the 2 rounds that he had to cut, he won the 2 rounds that he had to cut.
And I think even you said it, he's like, if the fight would have went a couple rounds longer, I think he would have got to stop it.
I think so too. Because in that, right after the cut is when he landed that big blow to the body. Yeah. When he fucking almost folded the dude.
I think he was just headhunting too much.
Yeah. A little bit too much. I think he did get a little heated.
Yeah.
Because he probably thought it was a headbutt too.
Yeah.
Because he probably fit.
And then the way he I feel like it was a punch, but also that little headbutt.
I think that no, but to me that rip, man. I'm telling you,
The rip, yeah.
the scrape,
Uh huh.
because you see that shit in slow mo, like
Yeah, open up.
the way it scrape, it just fucking. You feel
And
your
the way
skin pulling.
and then the way I guess it was might have been the skin pulling. That's why he reacted like that. But I don't know. I think they're gonna get the rematch, and I think Vaquero gets the stoppage. But
I think so too. What the whole thing that I got from that thing is, well, like I said, people are online saying, "Oh, what a robbery! What blah 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 blah." I don't agree with that. You know,
mm-hmm.
again, I think Baquero was up. I think if the fight would have gone on longer, I think the real villain of this story is whoever decided to stop that fucking fight.
California State,
California State always fucking up.
the Athletic Commission,
They should never stop the fight. Well, not at that stage.
and we've seen worse cuts.
That's what I'm saying. I just fucking Serrano. Serrano. That's probably
Tim Tszyu.
yeah, but still, I think
And then New York is such a. Did they fight in New York? Was that the second fight in New York?
Who?
It was in Texas.
who Serrano.
Yeah, when
I think it was New York. No.
I feel like they fought in. No, it was in Texas, I think. Anyways, because I know New York, they're very touchy. Like they don't like all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, from what I've heard from like fighters.
Tim Tszyu was in Vegas. No.
Yeah, it was in Vegas. That makes sense though.
Yeah, yeah. But like,
Fight well
okay,
with the world.
to your point, not to yes, the Tim Tszyu was hella bloody. That should look fucking like a massacre,
Yeah.
right? But to me, that Serrano cut, that's one of the worst cuts I've ever seen
Yeah.
in any combat sport.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was right under, right? Or
Mhm.
over.
I think it was over.
Right, but it was right next to the eyeball. Like you couldn't get any closer to the eyeball. That's the type of thing like, oh yeah, you should probably stop that shit, you know? And then let that bitch roll the whole time.
Yeah, 2 minute rounds. Because them girls be throwing like.
Yeah, and they were fucking, and the other bitch kept headbutting her.
Yeah.
After that, she headbutted her another time and opened her up bigger.
Yeah.
What was her? That's the other name, Taylor.
Katie Taylor.
So I'm like, yeah, I think after that big headbutt, I think she still headbutted her twice. They never took a point away from her. I still think Serrano won, especially because they should have took a fucking point away from the other bitch.
And a lot of people are. She had more punches. Like even though that doesn't count, but visually, if you see a fighter throwing more, it depends how. Like I'd understand if like Katie was like landing couple boom 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 like and hurting Amanda, but I didn't see that.
No, yeah, I think Serrano had control of the whole fight.
Yeah.
Like again, Katie had her moments,
Mm-hmm.
but I think Serrano was dictating the pace,
Mm-hmm.
was making Katie fight how she wanted her to fight.
Yeah.
She was more aggressive. She never really backed up, and even when she was on the back foot, she was landing crazy counters, and she was being the aggressor the whole time.
And throwing more punches.
Yeah. So, but anyways, to not stop that fight,
Yeah.
but to stop this fight, I think that's the real fucking crime here. I'm not saying the fight shouldn't have been stopped at all, but not at that stage. I think Vaquero's vision was affected. You could see he was wiping his face all the time. But boxers, okay, he's never been cut like that, I think. But like at that level, there's like a level of training that goes into doing that. Like you know you're gonna get cut. So like I'm sure there was talks about what to do if you have a cut like that.
And then also Vaquero has, I said, crocodile skin. Like after the fight, he still looked fresh. Like,
Yeah.
Besides that cut, he looked clean.
Yeah.
And even his previous fights, like where he does get touched up a little bit because of his style, but he looks clean. There's some fighters like Canelo, but that's just because he's whiter or whatever. There's some fighters after the fight you're like, damn, they really got their ass whooped. But
Yeah.
they probably won the fight or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no. I just think the biggest crime was the fact that they stopped it.
Yeah.
I think at least 2 more rounds. Because look, they stopped it on the 7th, right?
Mm-hmm.
9th round. I think that makes sense to stop it on the 9th round.
Yeah.
If you were gonna stop it, but not the 7th.
Yeah.
You're in the middle of the fucking fight. The cut had just happened. I get it. You can't stop the bleeding,
Mm-hmm.
but
No, they did stop it, but then obviously as soon as they punch it, they open.
right. I think when he came out on the 2nd, it was still bleeding. That's what they were talking about.
Oh.
That's why they were saying they couldn't stop the bleeding. That's why they stopped it. But to me, again, I'm sure it sucked for Baquero. I'm sure it hurt like shit. You got blood coming in your eye. He was even talking about, because that happens when you have blood in your eye, your eye gets stuck. Like you have,
Was it sticky?
yeah, like it's lagañas. Like when you wake up and you got that crust on your eyes a
Yeah.
little bit. That's what blood feels like. So you got to wipe it. Not really because it's Yeah, it just makes it harder to blink. You know. Plus, it starts getting blurry and it burns a little bit, and it feels weird because it's
Mm-hmm.
warm, and the warm blood in your eye feels
Yeah.
weird. You know. But regardless, I think Vaquero's a dog enough to fight
Another 2 rounds.
easy. And I
Yeah.
think in those 2 rounds, we could have seen a fucking stoppage on like
In a way, like the
no
way.
no no I'm talking like Baquero stopping.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
buddy.
Sanchez. Yeah,
Right. What'd you think, Ray Morataya? I know you. This is your first time watching the fight, right?
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't get his style. I think he was getting hit still a decent amount.
As them uppercuts were landing, I feel like that was his best punch. He has such like long arms too.
Yeah. The only thing that I did say I think is weird, and he's supposed to fight Loma. If Loma is ever to come back, that's what I
Mhm.
understood.
Yeah.
He stays like lean forward a lot.
Yeah.
I think that's money for Loma.
Yeah. Vintage Loma. I mean, he would have to perform like a vintage Loma because also I think he's a 2-time Olympic medalist.
Mm-hmm.
He has so much amateur experience and like that shit where like gets to you too. Like
True.
maybe that's why he's taking this much time off too.
I don't think Loma's coming back though.
But Robert Garcia says Ray Morataya is one of his like those are one of his ones. Like he was like, yeah, I have a lot of good fighters, but you could tell you could separate the what's the saying? I don't know what I can't remember the saying, but I thought you would know. But
Don't be silly.
huh?
Don't be silly. Wrap your willy.
Okay,
Is that the saying?
no, you can separate.
Don't be a dummy. Come on her tummy.
Sure.
What
Anyways,
saying are you?
I can't remember it, but anyways, Robert Garcia says obviously he has good fighters, but you could separate the
One in the pink, one in the stink. What?
no,
No.
no.
Oh,
You could separate the
what? Two in the pink, one in the stink. I got it wrong.
okay. You could separate the fighters, like obviously.
He's not out of the bunch. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You could separate the bunch of like from good to great,
Right.
and I feel like you could see that with the Robert Garcia camp. Like, obviously, you got Virgil, my favorite fighter, Bam. Who else? I guess according to them, Ray Morataya, Chop Chop. So, yeah, I feel like that's stable. You know what's I still, in my opinion, I feel like even though Robert Garcia is still a well-known trainer, I feel like he's still underrated. Like for how many fighters he has,
Right.
he's still underrated.
I think, but he's also one of those trainers that doesn't try to take away from his
Fighter, yeah.
fighters. I feel like sometimes there's some trainers that try to
Take the spotlight.
have a spotlight,
Yeah.
and I feel like he steps away from the spotlight sometimes
Mhm.
when it comes. Like if they look for him,
Yeah.
he'll speak. But sometimes, like even on press conference stuff like that, you have some trainers that like they're on the mic longer than the fucking fighter.
They be talking for the fighter.
You know what I'm saying? It's like as a trainer, just
Mhm.
because I feel like especially as a trainer,
Yeah.
you giving away shit that you've been working on supposedly in secret
Mhm.
because you opening your mouth. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But I think that's a wrap for today. I gotta head out.
Yeah.
You got any
Let's
last
get-
thing?
Let's get these last two quick topics out because I had them written down. Manny Pacquiao, Mario Barrios coming back. What do you think of?
Oh, I think that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, 40 something year old.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess you get a belt out of it, but I don't know about Barrios would take that. That's such a bad look on him. He
Yeah.
wins. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, maybe on paper you're like, I beat Manny,
Mhm.
but then they're like, yeah, but he's 47-year-old
Yeah.
Manny. And then if he loses, I mean, what the fuck do you do if you lose a 47-year-old Manny Pacquiao? You know,
Yeah.
I think it's a lose-lose. But I guess you get a belt. Maybe you get some other fights out of that. At what weight is Barrios now at?
147.
Okay, which I mean, I guess there's
Welterweight.
some good fights to be made over there.
I think respect. I like Barrios, but I think he loses the boots, and I think he loses to
Yeah,
the dude from Atlanta. I forgot his name.
yeah.
And then all the way in Japan on Sunday, Puma Ioki, the second, the rematch. Puma suffered a I think it was a 10th round knockdown.
Mm-hmm.
Got back up, won the fight, and arguably close fight. So I guess him and whoever wins between Bam and Kafu.
Is next.
Yeah.
Who do you think is gonna win between?
Bam. I'm telling you, I'm gonna go to the fight in Dallas, and then
Go for it. What if he knocks out, man?
I don't know.
For y'all don't know, Bam is Pedro's favorite fighter. So it would be crazy if Pedro goes sees his first fight
Yeah.
for his favorite fighter,
Oh yeah.
and his fighter gets knocked out. You killing yourself?
I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna jump off where Lee Harvey Oswald killed the
Oh
president.
shit! That took a fucking turn.
Because I wanna. That's one thing I do wanna go see in Dallas, but that's besides the point. I think.
Look, besides the point, before we go, I do want one topic. Godzilla vs. King Kong.
Mm-hmm.
They just dropped the teaser for Godzilla and King Kong Supernova.
Mm-hmm.
And as much shit as people talk about those movies, I fucking love those movies. And the reason I love those movies is because I'm tired of seeing these over complex, hella fucking crazy, and I gotta sit there and contemplate life shows and movies. I'm fucking retarded now. I don't want to fucking sit there and think about these things anymore. I'm stupid. What?
It sounds weird. Anyways, go.
I'm stupid nowadays. You know, I don't want to sit here and do this anymore. Mm-hmm. I want something that's easily digestible and nothing like a giant fucking monkey and a giant fucking lizard whooping ass makes me happier.
Right.
So I'm hyped for this shit. And any fucking person that talks negative about King Kong Godzilla,
fuck them.
I'm done with it. Next person, you can disrespect me. You can change the clock. You can push me, but don't you dare disrespect King Kong Godzilla. And with that note, we're out. Thank you for listening to the 7th episode.
Yep.
7th episode. 7th episode of I don't even know. We'll be back next week.
Like, subscribe, follow us on Spotify. Give us a 5-star rating. Leave a review.
You can leave reviews on Spotify. And
we have a 5-star rating.
Oh, look at that. Fucking 5-star service over here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Call me Ritz Carlton. I got 5 stars, baby. All right, y'all. See ya.